So the next book that I have for you guys to talk about is Loki, Where Mischief Lies by McKenzie Lee. Now, I bought this because I'm a huge Loki fangirl. I'm part of Loki's army. No shame. So as soon as I found out that there was going to be a Loki book that like wasn't a comic book, I was like, I gotta get my hands on this. It was included in my Christmas book haul, which I will link for you if you haven't seen it. And so yeah, let's talk about it. So this book is kind of sorta a what if type thing. It doesn't take place it takes place before the movie Thor. So that's interesting. It's basically, well, I guess we should talk about characters. Obviously there's Loki and Thor. It's a given. And the only other character, or there's actually kind of two, which might get into the other one later when we talk about romance and chemistry. But there's this girl named Amora, and she is also known as the Enchantress or whatever, which sort of kind of threw me off because I was like, DC has an Enchantress, so I don't know if like Marvel's copying or if Amora is like an actual character in the Marvel universe. So I'm not quite sure about that, so it kind of threw me off. I don't know who's copying who or if there's any copying going on, but whatever. Basically, Loki and Amora have been friends since they were children because he's a trickster and he likes magic, and it's Amora's job to learn magic so she can be like the next sorceress to the king or whatever. And through some typical Loki hijinks, Amora ends up paying for their hijinks and being banished to Midgard to like slowly fade away and die because there's no magic on Midgard or Earth if you're not familiar with Loki, with the cinematic universe or Marvel Comics. We're called Midgard. So anyway, later in Loki's life, he is banished by Odin to Midgard, so to Earth, to help solve a mystery. And that's kind of where like things kick off, and that's like the plot. So in the plot, I liked little nods to towards the end there was like a nod to shield and to sword, which is I don't remember the acronym because it's really long and complicated, kind of like shield, but there's rumors that sword is going to become a bigger presence in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so I'm curious to see if they do that. So basically people are dying, but they're not dying. So like they're undead, which kind of ties into something from the beginning of the book. And so Odin is like, you can't come home until you solve this mystery and you help these humans and you learn basically appreciation for humanity. And so that's kind of what Loki has to do. So now we're going to talk about romance and chemistry. And I love Loki and Amora's banter because they're both like really witty, like quirky, clever type characters. There's a lot of banter between them and I like them. I don't really buy the whole romance thing because I don't know, Loki doesn't strike me as that kind of character. I guess I know that in a way he's very sexual and uses his like cleverness and wittiness to get people to do what he wants because he's the master or he's the god of mischief and lies and stuff. So like I get that he's supposed to be like this sexy character, but like I didn't buy the romance between him and Amora. I was like, meh, whatever. But there's this other character named Theo that Loki kind of has a thing for, and like I was digging it and I was here for it. I was like, yeah, please give me. But of course we didn't because Loki's got to go back to Asgard. And like by the end of the book kind of smashes up against the first Thor movie because in the end Odin is like, I'm gonna name Thor my successor, and Loki's like, big surprise, not like you were gonna name me anyway. So I really liked that. So like the timeline takes place like in the first Thor movie when Thor and Loki are, as children, are in the vault where Odin keeps all of like his magical items and stuff. So like it takes place between that point and the coronation of Thor in the first Thor movie. So that's why I call it, like, it's kind of a what if. Like, this could have happened because Asgardians live for like thousands, sometimes millions of years. So it could have taken place. So I kind of like that. And I would like it if Marvel brought it back and like inserted it into the cinematic universe. Probably not going to happen because I know the comics and like books and TV shows, like animated TV shows and stuff are kind of like, and the supplemental materials are kind of like, here you go, it's like for the fans. But I think it'd be really cool if they would actually like show something like this from Loki's childhood in the new Loki series on Disney Plus, which is supposed to be premiering like in 2021. So like we have a whole year, which I don't care. I'm still ready for it. And I will eat up anything like behind the scenes stuff or promotional materials. I will just devour it because I love Loki and I have no shame. So yeah, that was my kind of all over the place review for Loki Where Mischief Lies. Are you guys excited for the Loki series as much as I am? Probably not, but I'm here for it. I'm ready. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.